apparently Rainbow Royale is a magical wish-granting genie because we wished for Simon Snowbook a year and a half ago, and here it is, just like magic.
I don't think I've ever wanted an imaginary book as much as I've wanted this book. Not even with Inkheart by Cornelia Funk or with An Imperial Affliction from the Faulkner Stars.
And just like reading The Iron Trial, you get that same feeling you got from reading Harry Potter for the first time. But the weird part about Carry On is that it reads like the final book in a series. And if you're wondering how that's done, it just kind of like offhandedly mentions adventures that the characters had when you were younger, but you obviously haven't read those adventures.
And despite skipping 7 years of their all-important school life, you don't feel like you've missed anything. And that would be something that would be really difficult to do. So kudos.
Carry On begins with Simon Snow returning to school, a place that he loves because it's an escape from the social system that he grew up in and also because, well, magic. But his year does not go how he expected when his roommate and nemesis, who Simon obsesses over, does not show up for school.
He also expected to help the mage, his mentor and guardian, with the war against the Insidious Humdrum. The Insidious Humdrum is this evil magical creature that's creating magical dead spots throughout the UK.
The mage seems to be pretty busy, probably making the magical community better, but also maybe possibly making the magical community worse. No one really knows which one is which, but everybody has an opinion.
The plot really kicks off when ghosts come back for their regularly scheduled 20-year visitations to the land of the living to reveal their unfinished business. Baz's deceased mother comes back with a message for Simon, telling him how to find her killer, so that causes Baz and Simon to, have to work together.
And working together is not something that they do. Baz, or Basilton Tyranius Bitch.
Think my name is funny, do you?
Baz is snarky, sarcastic, intelligent, purposely hurtful towards Simon, but also a vampire. Simon is convinced that Baz is trying to kill him, and Baz has never done anything to dissuade Simon from that idea, even though that's not the case anymore.
Simon is the chosen one, and it weighs on him. Being the chosen one and defeating the Humdrum are big parts of his identity. He's a good person, and he will help anyone if he can. He doesn't really like to think about stuff that much.
Simon and Baz's relationship is the star of the show. They hate each other and they have had years of practice snarking at one another, but they are also obsessed with each other. Simon nearly has a mental breakdown when Baz does not show up for the first month and a half of school, and Baz, well, he obsesses over Simon in his own special way.
They just... Thanks, Rainbow Rowell. My heart of ice and stone is completely destroyed. Now I'm going to have to go out and get more stone and leave it outside in the cold Canadian winter until I can put it back where it belongs. I don't know, it's just those relationships where they really, really hate one another and then all of a sudden they're just like...
And she writes the two of them so well. Their emotions just kind of radiate off the page to the point that when they start to get along, you get butterflies too.
Another amazing character is Penelope, who is Simon's best friend. She's pretty much like Hermione Granger in the fact that she's very intelligent to the point where she confuses everyone else, but it's her and Simon's extremely close but very platonic friendship that's highly unusual. Normally for a guy-girl pairing like this to be this close, they would end up together at the end of the story, and they don't. She's a lot of fun, and I would want her to be my best friend if she was real.
The world that Rainbow Royale creates in Carry On is different than Harry Potter in one or two ways. Mainly, number one, wizards carry technology. They carry around cell phones, they drive normal cars, so no magic, traffic jumping night bus for them. But number two is the really cool way that magic is cast. Instead of a random system of kind of Latin-based words, they use a linguistic system based on popular phrases at the time.
Like, to be or not to be, or I am the walrus, cuckoo, cuckoo, or even hasta la vista, baby. These spells go in and out of fashion as culture changes. Naturally, some stick around, or their meanings just change, but it's the fact that they have so much significance to people that gives them power. So you have different spells in Spanish or Chinese, and that means if you know another language, you have access to a whole completely new arsenal of spells.
I love the system of magic because it makes some weird sort of sense, like cultural unconscious and all that. But it also brings up some questions about Harry Potter, like, how does magic actually work in Harry Potter? Because now that I think about it, it was never really explained.
And it makes you start wondering what different phrases would do. Like, what would Hotline Bling do?
Used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love.
Granted, it would probably only work for a month or so, because eventually it is going to go where all bad songs go to die. But still, shouting, when that hotline bling, well, what would it do? Would it instantly make you a bad dancer? Would it all of a sudden make someone who doesn't want to talk to you, call you? Would it turn you into Drake? These are the questions that need to be answered.
So this plot, did we mention? Amazing. The characters? Amazing. And the relationships? Amazing. So what about that last all-important thing, the ending? Good news. Also amazing.
Without spoilers, it leaves you satisfied. It makes total sense, it makes you sad, it makes you happy. It's everything you need it to be. And Simon and Baz and all my feels.
That the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
You will not be sorry you picked up this book. If you're a fan of Fangirl, if you're a fan of Harry Potter, if you're a big romance fan, or you just want to remember what having a heart feels like, read Carry On. It's just...
So that was a review of Rainbow Rowell's Carry On.
Yes, it was. And if you liked our review, subscribe down below. And we also really, really, really want to know, some of you guys own spells. Like, what would you have something do? Pick a phrase, anything.
What would you think Hotline Bling would do? And what would you think, the Rickroll song would do?
That would be so funny.
Never
see.
gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. There's a lot of material there.
So, tell us what you think. And, we're here, guys. So, we'll see you later.